Hello and welcome back to my channel. This video is mostly just because of it's Independence Day, so I want to go ahead and not exactly release this project today, but to give a sneak peek of something I've been working on for like a very long time. So I would now introduce you to Z-Span. So first, before I show you, what is Z-Span? Z-Span is supposed to be similar to the word or the entity of C-SPAN. What is C-SPAN? C-SPAN, in the most basic terms I can describe it, is a neutral entity that has transparency for the federal government, in which they broadcast recordings and press releases and other stuff like that from the federal government, and they do it in a raw way that's like unprocessed. I'm not sure if they processed it in other ways, but I believe that's their intention. So yeah. So the overall goal of the project is to kind of be the same thing, is to be well, basically, I'll just leave it at this. What is Z-Span? Z-Span is a library, a virtual library for local politics. So I'll just show you. Well, hello and welcome to Z-Span. So I'll first go ahead and show off the website. So again, like I said, Z-Span is a virtual library, or trying to be a virtual library for local politics. So first off, how do you actually display all that data? So the way we choose it, well, the way I choose to display that data is by doing it in sort of a Plex/Netflix type format. So how do I do that? First, we have the channels, which is like the channel format of, like, you know, the cities as channels. We organize them by the states right here. Right now we only have Arizona. Then we have it sectioned by county. You see right here the ones that are in progress. Right now I only have Mojave County that I'm comfortable with of like showing. So I'll leave it at that. Then within that you have the picker of the city. You have the capacity to follow a city also. That gives you the capacity to see if the city is talking about specific things, maybe a keyword that you want to search for. I believe it's limited to just that right now, so I'm not going to say anything further. So yeah, so Bullhead City, let's see this. Within the actual page, you will see again, to stay with the whole format of the kind of Netflix or episode thing, you see here it says the episodes. These are the actual meetings for the relevant city. So here you see the different meetings. Again, there's some I'm not going to show, and they go pretty far back. So yeah, it's basically just the meetings for the city. Then you have the cast. I'm not going to click these, but they do expand into different pages. It explains here the different like official structure of how the city works, and just some overview of just the different people, mayor, vice mayor, council member, and things of that nature. The schedule right here is obviously the schedule of the different meetings of the city. So here, that's better. Right here. Okay, so city council, planning and zoning, municipal utility, so on and so forth. So yeah, basically, basically the schedule of the meeting. So yeah, so let's see the episode. Also here you will see I have an aesthetic of kind of like a highway. The idea is the information highway of how the internet is basically like a highway of information. I don't really know of another good aesthetic to use on something like this other than a really minimalistic thing to show you what you need of the data of states, cities, counties without any other relevant stuff. And then I don't know signs, because it's a lot of data, like an internet highway or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so let's look on one of the videos. So city council. So it says here, Z-Span is a sole artificial intelligence project. The goal is to convert city council meetings to a more digestible format to encourage civic participation. It's kind of through like second or third order effects, I believe that's the term, just because it's more cleaned up and people can interpret it better of what's going on in their area. Every generation you see will be backed with cited evidence in the form of either an auditable trail of semantic and contextually relevant chunks, or the official's own words verbatim. And just as an accuracy thing, I'm not claiming every single thing on here is accurate. I need to stress that, because I'm not. Yeah. So then, just another disclaimer that it's not 100% accurate. Okay, so welcome to Z-Span. First thing I want to say is on the side right here of these different things. It only has one right there, but that may not stay there, of the generations of those different tags. So the only thing I just want to say right off the bat, I shouldn't have auto-played, my apologies. So first off, you have the original city council meeting. These meetings go for about 4 hours. I want to say 3 to 4 hours on average, and I'm not kidding. Whether it's a special city council meeting, or, well, special ones usually go on longer, I believe. Whether it's a city council meeting or a meeting about like municipal utilities, I believe they all go for a very, very long time. Maybe the municipal ones go for like 2 hours max or something like that. But the city council one can go up to, I think, even past 5 hours. I'm not sure. So yeah, and like a common one would be like 4 hours or 3 hours. Like that's a regular weekly one of multiple. So it's basically impossible to understand what you are looking at. It's not impossible, right? But for the average person with a lot going on in their day, it's tedious, and I'll just leave it at that. So the goal of this is the origin video, the original video. This will always be here for you to see if you wanted to see the original video, right? The original content. Everything after this, outside of it, stems from that video. In the future, we will have audio summaries and video summaries. That's complicated, and I have to figure out how to make that work with how I have to bring your own key setup. I'm not going to make that too complicated right now, but it's still in progress. Before I get into anything else, no, I'm not going to do that yet. So key decisions right here. First, it shows the key decisions, and it attempts to distill them from the actual video. It distills them in terms of their actionability and then any nuance. So right here, confirm the MPO has selected a consultation firm with the nuance of pending MPO executive board signature. So if you were to read this as a key decision, if you read the first sentence, you would think, okay, like this is a done deal. So you need to, if you're going to just kind of read it, to see the highlights as well as the entire thing. So right here, a key decision was that they confirmed the MPO selected a consultation firm, blah, 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 with the nuance that's also highlighted. Under that, of each key decision that has been distilled and extracted, you'll see the discussion. The discussion of that is with the relevant official member. So right here, someone named Steve, who is an expert, has urged the council to wait for a transit study before reacting to individual rider needs. Okay, so I can't click that one because this one specifically is it's a bit complicated with this specific video player to where it does not play in line. So I actually do need something that do that. Okay, sorry about that. So with video players separate from YouTube, it's a bit harder to do the karaoke style thing where it plays at the exact timestamp. So I found one that is with YouTube. I'm still in the process of making it work with the other one via a video streamer thing instead of actually just embedding the thing. So it will work, just not at the moment. So here you will see the karaoke style thing. So approved resolution, blank blank, granting 1-year conditional use permit for 3 mobile food units. Subject to 9 conditions, including fire distance, blah, blah. So this council member presses on whether food truck vendors can serve or sell alcohol without a liquor license.
Second question I have is, I know the applicant said there's no liquor license involved, or is there still the opportunity to sell packaged alcohol or to-go alcohol or alcohol to be drank on site that can be served or sold from those traders?
Well, I should have played a bit more. Okay, well, the idea, like I said, or I don't know if I said that, these are key decisions that have been distilled from this original conversation. Key decisions, and then these are discussions from the different officials within that nested in it. So technically, yes, this is him discussing it. This is something where it should have played a little bit more. I had it before where it played a bit more, but it was kind of annoying, so I cut it off right there. But sometimes for context, you do want to hear the other stuff. But basically, this is how it works. Clarifies 2023 law, allows food trucks.
And again, just to clarify, so this is just for this particular property. The food court law from 2023 still allows for other units to still park in public parking places along McCulloch Boulevard as well. So we could conceivably have a couple of other food trucks out on McCulloch Boulevard in addition to these 3. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then the next, sorry if it's really loud also, I'm not sure how loud it is. So this one voted 7-0 to recommend city council approval of the, I'm so tired, sorry, to recommend city council approval of the planned development rezone and general development plan for the 68 attached single family homes, blah, 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 with side and rear yard setbacks eliminated. I swear I can read. Eliminated for all units, blah, blah. I've been reading so much, so I apologize. I'm like a little blank right now. So yeah, and then under this, it says, Mr. Gilbert, staff member says, notes, city cannot enforce HOA restrictions. Applicant may still commit to them voluntarily. So let's hear this.
Ms. Chair, I would like to actually defer to the applicant. I think they addressed the width of the driveways being such that parking can actually be there. It's 40 feet wide instead of your typical 24-foot drive aisle. I think they addressed that and will let them cover that in more detail. And also, the HOA restriction. That's not something we can enforce, but they can tell us that they're going to do.
Cool, awesome. All right, so there are the discussions. Under this, you will have key quotes. I don't think this one has it. I'll find one in a minute that has it. So I think I already said this, but basically here is a prompt for it. When the project is open sourced, these will be where people can collaborate on them and contribute, I think the term is. If you want to pause the video and look through it, you can. But yeah, then key quotes, same thing here for the key quotes. I don't have any generated yet, and again, these are quotes. These aren't necessarily quotes that would stick with someone like for eternity type deal. They're mostly just key quotes from the actual specific episode that are just, again, distilled to make it easier to understand what the episode is and the content of it without examining and watching an entire 3 to 4 hours. So here you can also adjust the reading style too, the indent style. And then here is the librarian. The librarian is a very interesting thing. You use it via bring your own key. I'm not going to explain how it works. It's really complicated. But yeah, 1 second. Okay, so I've went ahead and put in my key. It's a little sized weird. Sorry about that. 1 second. Okay, so I went ahead and put in my key, and the size is kind of... Oh, my key's already configured. Okay, so I didn't need to do that. That's why it's weird. Okay, so my key's configured. I'm now able to speak to the librarian. So let's see. Did any items get tabled, postponed, or sent back to staff? These are the suggested queries. So it's working right there. The retrieved trunks do not indicate any items were tabled, postponed, or sent back. Okay, so let's say I'm really blank. Okay, let's say it gives me another suggestion. Okay, what was the most consequential financial decision in the meeting? Let's see. The meeting included significant financial decisions regarding a proposed development project. The Planning Commission recommended the approval of the land use action number 265234, which involves a planned development rezone and general development plan of 68 attached single-family homes on individual lots. Interesting. So let's see.
In our case, we made it 6 months. So they had to be there for a period of time in order to do it, and it did help a lot with keeping some of the traffic down and some of the partying down and things that can occur, I know, in Havasu. Shocking party time. With that, I just had one question for you. Do you accept the stipulations that was outlined by Mr. Gilbert earlier? Okay, thank you. You said yes. All right, with that, any other comments?
So
If I can have a motion to approve or disapprove?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion. I move to recommend approval of land use action number 26-5234 to the City Council for a planned development rezone and general development plan of 1926 Swanson Avenue and 1851 Magnolia Drive, tract 2304, block 1, lots 18 to 27, from residential, commercial, and health district to residential, commercial, and...
okay, so you get the point. So I was a little worried there. So yeah, so right here, it's both a little mixture of both. So it's both semantic relevant chunks as well as the verbatim ones. So it's mixable. Noted that structuring of the project as townhomes rather than condos would facilitate financing options, making it easier for potential buyers. Let's see.
Shall be installed as part of phase 1. Building permits and design review
This
for
is boring. What's something interesting? I don't think I spelled that right. Reagan Ross, the operator of the shared kitchen concept called the Cause, presented at the meeting clarifying that it is not a food court or a food truck court, but rather a space for over 25 businesses that operate under a commissary license. The council discussed a conditional use permit for the operation of three. Wait, what? That's interesting.
at any given time.
Any further questions? Okay. With that, if the applicant is here and would like to come forward and make your presentation.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna. Can I wait? Okay.
Good morning. My name is Reagan Ross. I'm the operator of The Cause, which started in 2019 as a shared kitchen concept. I believe there's been a little confusion as it being a food truck court, compared to the other two properties located in town. I would not identify The Cause as similar in regard, other than we have a commissary license that they can use. Our primary purpose is not a bar. We do not have a liquor license. It's not for primarily a dining establishment. First and foremost, we are a shared kitchen that relies on economic development. That is our complete business model. We have over 25 businesses that operate out of our shared space. They all have business licenses. They all have health permits, and every single one of them gets a fire inspection every year. So we're very familiar with the city officials in and out of the building. So in regards to the question of them coming and going, the other two food truck courts in town, they highly discourage the food trucks from leaving that property to go to events. Where we don't have any restrictions like that, I highly encourage them to go to events because that's marketing, in my opinion. So the weekend of graduation, for example.
Okay, so that pretty much explains how the episodes page works. Now, really quick, I'm just going to go and explain this. So these different generations, of course, it wouldn't be hard to someone to just take a photo and then ask AI to say something and then make it look crazy. The idea is that these are kind of hashes for each generation. You have a phone and you hit the scan with camera and you scan it, it will show the page and like proof that we did generate it. It does not mean, again, that like we are saying this is, I'm saying this is 100%, 1000% accurate. It is just simply saying that this was a generation from the website. In case there was something on social media that looked crazy and it had a thing like this that people could scan and it wasn't true. So it's just kind of like a kind of like a citation type thing. If a picture from this is spread to the ether of social media and then like adjusted or turned into like, I don't know, misinformation or something like that, the idea is that we have the hash of what we said here. So there is no inconsistency. There's no anything. If we generated it, it's here. If it's wrong and we generated it, it's here. If we didn't generate it, then we didn't. You know what I mean? So that's how that works. And then I think I already did this at the indent style. Okay, so that concludes the officials page. Sorry, that concludes the episodes page. After that, I'll go into the guide page. So the idea of the guide is that basically I have all the different data of all those different cities and all the calendars, right? So because of that, it doesn't make it hard to just put it in like a giant calendar and then turn that into a guide. So I don't have it ready just yet. And also there's like nothing live right now because it's 2:23 on July 4th. So there's just nothing going on right now, but basically when there are meetings, usually it's on Tuesdays at 5 p.m., you will just see this thing pretty much littered with different little lights and stuff like that. And then you click it, it will show in line of the actual video player, or you can click to play externally, and then, yeah. You can see it on here as a dot you click, or as a different card if you want more of an episode format. So there's that. After that, I would show the headquarters. So the headquarters is the actual brains of the entire operation. So the headquarters, each one of these boxes represents a window or sort of a department. Now I'm not going to explain in depth of what they do because it's really complicated, but I will just say that each one of these plays a very, I forgot something. Okay, so each one of these plays a very important role that I actually forgot to show, and I'll show at the end. So, so basically this is the design of it. This is the funding of the wallet. Right now it's all subscription based, so it's free basically. So it's $0. This is the API stuff. I don't know why that's so disconnected. It should be a lot closer. And yeah, as these work and as there are different agents activated, I just don't have it running right now, you will see the actual line of the agent, the model tier that it is, and a real-time status update. So when you hover over it, and this is accessible to everyone, I want that clear, of this page specifically, not the other stuff. The other stuff is really complicated because it's really complicated. So I lost my track of thought, I apologize. So yeah, so you'll be able to hover over it. It will give a real-time assessment of what it's doing right there. So for example, processing transcript of this city, debating vocab of this city, quote, multimodal quote analysis, which is complicated, or like confirmations and stuff. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And then as you scroll up, thank you for visiting. And then here, just little, 4th of July fireworks. And then this will be eventually when I have, I don't know if it's real time just yet, but right there you'll see with the visitor, it is real time, I believe, with the visitor logs, and it's not, there's no privacy or anything, it's completely anonymized. I just want to make that clear. But as people make requests to the website and stuff, they show here. So people who aren't logged in, yeah, so it's just a local thing, so it's not seeing that I'm logged in. People who aren't logged in are white on here. Again, you can't click it, you get no data from it. It's literally just a literal indicator linked to a log thing. There's no potential for anything. The blue plasma is for people who have an account. The white plasma is for those who are just visiting. You want to see what it looks like. So of course, as the website gets more busy, the page will get more busy. And then red is for bots also. So you can see the bots kind of being kicked off. Again, white is visitors, blue is logged in, of the requests that they make and stuff like that. This is supposed to be requests that the server makes, but it's just on autopilot right now. So eventually when this makes a request, that's like, excuse me, that's a literal request that the server makes. I don't, oh yeah. And then the absolute final last thing, the most important thing that I forgot to show. Okay.
And tonight's meeting.
So all of this is generated from the original video, which I've already explained. Well, here's how we do it. I may have already shown this, actually. If I showed this, that's pretty funny. So this shows how the broadcast was made. It shows the video, the transcript, the extraction, the verification, corrections if we have any, and then human review if we're pending any. And this depends. This has been changed a lot, so yeah, like this has changed a lot due to multimodal stuff, which I'm not going to get into. So yeah, basically this is more of a self-auditing for the project of exactly how all of this was generated. Well, if you've made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for your time also, and happy 4th of July. I'm pretty excited to see how the project turns out. There's a potential it turns out to be nothing, which would be pretty funny. Either way, it would just be in contributions like the open source ecosystem. Maybe not, I don't know. So yeah, thank you for watching, and happy 4th of July. Thank you.